Good morning and welcome to a brand new week. We are talking about networking here at the NWI, Networking with Integrity. My name is Lynette Walters, and I've been in sales and marketing for over 20 years since I got out of college. And I have walked through networking many times to both an end result of success and dismal failure. And along the way, I have learned how to work with networking in such a way that there are more successes these days than there are failures. So let's get into it today. Today, we are talking about sharing or oversharing. In the past, I've talked about the fact that I've relocated. I've relocated a lot. And because of that, I have found myself in new situations on a regular basis. And as a young adult, and especially, probably well into my 20s, when I would meet new people, I would share and I would share and I would share, really to the detriment of any sort of relationship that could come out. When I would start to talk to these people, the things were, I thought, well, if I can just say enough words, they'll like me. If I can just share enough about me and my experiences, they'll find something to connect with and we'll have a great conversation. And so it was me going out there saying all of these words that even if they were interested at the beginning, I'll guarantee you after about 5 or 10 minutes of that, they were checking out. Kind of like my son does when I'm trying to tell him a life lesson. You know what I'm talking about. You can see the glaze come over their faces, and the whole thing shuts down. Well, that happens a lot in business networking as well. Last week, we talked about pitching and making the pitching stop. A lot of times when we go into pitching mode, one of the challenges is that we basically we're like, let me tell you about my product, let me tell you about my company, let me tell you how wonderful this is and why I do this. Well, when we do that, we're not actually looking for an opportunity. We're just almost like a small puppy coming upside going, look at me, pet me, I'm cute. Don't you want to have a puppy? And we need to stop that, especially out in the business world. And so when you are in within integrity, doing something like that is not something that happens. Because when we are within integrity, we are looking for opportunities to help other people. And when we help other people, then that gives us the opportunity to share what we know and actually provide a potential solution that can help. Whenever we do it ahead of time, we have all sorts of trouble. As a matter of fact, I wrote down, me and my high tech. I wrote down a couple of things here as to what happens when we go into oversharing, sharing, oversharing. There is a lot of damage that actually can happen. So let's look at this. Um, One of the things is that even though in many things you may not lack insecurity or you may not be insecure about things, when we walk up and we act this way within a group, it shows insecurity. It also lacks respect of the people that we are talking to. It's like we are dumping all of this information, all of this chatter, all of this stress, if you will, their direction. And we probably come off looking a little desperate, which is not, that is not pretty. That is not pretty. Don't do it. Don't do it. The other thing that happens is that it demonstrates a disinterest in the people that we're trying to sell, if you will. I mean, how disrespectful is that? We're not even interested. We just want them to do what we want to do. These are the times when people go, oh my gosh, networking is so awful. It is so manipulative. Well, it's because we spend all of our time sharing without actually being interested or getting to know who they are. And then finally, it breaks a fragile connection. breaks a fragile connection. So when you're in a networking group or you're just joining, you're meeting somebody new, because you are both there, you go in with a fragile connection. Everybody knows why they're there. We're all going to learn about each other, and hopefully, we will be able to support and help each other reach their goals. That equals a connection. But that one is fragile because in those situations, it is not the time to make people work hard to connect with us. And so when we overshare, what happens is that we really kind of crush that connection. And it takes quite a while to build that back up so that either it fades from memory or we have an honest conversation about being insecure or whatever you want to do and build up a connection to go forward. If we can start with that fragile connection, it at least opens a door or a window to the next step, which we're going to talk about soon, which is your one-on-ones. But you have to do these things with intent, with remembering your why, so that you don't get in there like a bull in a china shop, one of my favorite imageries, and just break everything. Because there's no sense of that. You're better than that. You know what you want. You're good at what you do. And it is possible to get out there without creating that icky kind of feeling where everybody feels manipulated. Now, to put ourselves in check, we need to do two things. We need to ask, am I talking a lot? If you're talking a lot, if you actually have that phrase go through your brain, you're talking a lot. You're talking too much. You're explaining, you're sharing a story. And even though everybody might be laughing, everybody gets a turn. And the more times you hand the baton over, I know it's Olympic season, so you hand the baton over, that's when you're going to start layering on and building up that fragile connection so that it is not quite so fragile. The second thing is to ask yourself in the midst of these things, what have I learned? If you are focused in on what have I learned or what can I learn, you have dropped into what I like to call in life coaching curiosity. When we dropped into curiosity, it means we break down those walls and we start pushing the conversation out beyond us to either the small group that we're in or the person that we're talking to. This is where we make those connections. And by using those two questions, we can put ourselves in check so that we can build up a real sense of connection and know whether or not we are oversharing ourselves. So as we wrap up our 10 minutes together today, let's do a couple of things. Check ourselves. So when we're there, just make a check. Am I talking a lot? Have I asked any questions? Have I dropped into curiosity? Just a quick check. It's like one of those body scans in meditation. Check yourself. Remember that the more words you say actually hinders a conversation. I swear to you, you do not have enough words in your head when it's only going one way to bring together a real connection. It's just not how it works. And then finally, ask your questions. Ask your good questions, the ones you've prepared for. Perhaps it's about, how long have you been here? Or why did you join this organization? If you want to know the 3 best networking questions, email me. You can find the email address in this text of this video. It's connect@thenwi.com, connect@thenwi.com, which, as all of you know, stands for Networking with Integrity. And I will send you out that worksheet as well as a video, because whenever we get a script or a set of questions, we really do need to make them our own. And this will help you do that. It is 3 simple but hearty questions that will help you with any conversation that you're going into, especially when you're new at networking. Or You just need to get to know somebody a little better. I hope this is helpful to you today. Again, my name is Annette Walters. This is Networking with Integrity. You can find me right here on YouTube. There will be a Facebook channel coming soon. And then, of course, there's the website, thenwi.com. I am a networking business coach, and I help my clients create networking that actually works. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you here tomorrow morning back at 8:30. And yeah, we're going to have fun. We're going to learn more and make networking work. Have a good day.